Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today we're going to be talking about a 19-year-old woman from Sacramento, California who's been missing since October 17th and hasn't been seen or heard from since. But before I get into it, if you'd like to be part of the It's a Crime community, please click that subscribe button below, hit that notification bell to all. Also, give it a like, and it only takes 2 seconds to share this video. Please share it out where you can. Now, let's get into it. This is Veta Belford. She is 19 years old, 5'4", and weighs approximately 215 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. When she was last seen, she was wearing a brownish-orange striped flannel shirt, denim pants, and a small crossbody bag. She was also wearing a rainbow ring. She lives at home with her mom and her dad and 2 of her sisters. Let's get into the timeline. On Saturday, October 17th, Veta's dad drove her to Home Depot where she works and dropped her off. Her shift started at 2 p.m. that day. On Saturday night, Veta's mom drove to the Home Depot to pick her up. Her shift ended at around 11:30 p.m. Only Veta didn't come out. Now, Veta's sister Easter told Dateline, "My mother had texted and said she was waiting in the car outside. She waited for a little bit, but when my sister still hadn't come out for a few minutes before midnight, she went to find out." So her mom found out that earlier in the day, Veta was actually laid off from her job at Home Depot and she had not been seen since mid-afternoon. Veta's sister says, "What we don't understand is why she didn't call someone for a ride. She just walked out of the parking lot and that was it. We don't know where she would go or who she would meet. It doesn't make sense." And there is surveillance camera footage that shows Veta walking through the Home Depot parking lot at around 3:45 p.m., almost 2 hours after her shift began. Now, it's not clear what time Veta was actually laid off. It would be interesting to know if she was laid off as soon as she got into work or if it was right before she was walking in the parking lot. She was reportedly heading in the direction of Applebee's and the AT&T store going east. And when I look at that area, it's quite a big commercial area and likely with a lot of cameras. Now, Veta's mother filed a missing persons report to the Sacramento Police Department just after midnight on October 18th, while family members and friends drove around the area looking for her. Veta's sister Easter said that her sister had a cell phone with her along with the phone charger, but when family members attempted to call her that night and the days after, her phone was turned off. And her sister says she always has her charger with her in case she needs to charge her phone. For her phone to be off, it's just strange. And Easter talked to Dateline and said they are a tight-knit family who spend most of their time together, whether they are at home or at church. And she also said that her home is a loving environment and she doesn't see any reason why her sister would leave on her own. And as I mentioned earlier, Veta lives at home with her parents and 2 of her sisters. She is a full-time student at Sacramento State where she's majoring in business management. She spends a lot of time at her church as a youth leader. And her sister again says she's very involved in church and loves her role with the youth. We don't believe she would just leave. We're just very worried about her. Her family said it was unusual for her to go off the radar for so long without contacting them. And again, Easter says hopefully someone has seen her and contacts us. Any information would help. We just need to know that our sister is okay. And her sisters also have posted a montage of Veta's photos and her info on various social media accounts, including TikTok and online missing person groups specific to their Samoan Polynesian heritage. And anyone who might have information about Veta's whereabouts is asked to call the Sacramento Police Department at 916-808-5471, and I will have that also in the description below. So all around, this is really strange. Veta goes into work, she gets laid off, she's seen almost 2 hours later walking in the parking lot of the Home Depot, walking east. So I'm curious, did she get laid off right when she walks in? Typically when people do, they don't really work for very long, if at all, when they come in, and then they usually offer the news. So I am curious, and if she did get laid off right when she walked in, what did she do in that 2-hour time span? I know it's upsetting to be laid off. I've experienced that before, and so maybe she just went for a walk to cool off, or just, to digest the information, and then she was going to call home, but she didn't make it home. So I'm very curious what happened. Now, she is a youth leader at her church, so she knows a lot of people. I'm wondering if anybody has heard from her in that regard, or if there's something maybe she talked to one of her friends about, or what happened. Because this is, according to the family, very, very much not like Veta, and obviously they want her to come home. So if you can please share this out, let's get the word out. Maybe someone saw something on that Saturday. Saturday's typically a busy day, and this was in Sacramento, so perhaps maybe somebody saw something, even if it's teeny tiny, like she was crossing the street. I encourage you, if you did see something like that or anything, just no matter how small, to please call the number. It could mean the difference between Veta coming home and not being found. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like, and please share. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.